Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, Strong Style Cinna. Finally, we got ourselves a Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer, and yeah, I'm excited for it. I dug where they were going with the Bumblebee movie, and I was excited for them to kind of continue with this. And Prime actually looks like Prime, which is like, yes, yes, yes. Let's geek about it. For a scan, few minutes. Now, we know this movie was coming down the pike. We knew it had a lot of elements to it. The fact that we're dealing with Autobots, we're dealing with Decepticons, we're dealing with Maximals, so we're bringing in Beast Wars into this. And I know it's kind of interesting, kind of where fans jump on, because of course I'm G1 to the core. I grew up like my formative years when the Transformers first dropped in the 80s, so I'm G1 to the fullest. That's my vibe. That's what I like. That's my bag. Some people were brought into the fold through Beast Wars, and they've been huge fans of that, and they're waiting for the Maximals and Predacons to hit the big screen. I'm a fan of Beast Wars. I watched it. I enjoyed the show. Some people came in with those terrible Unicron trilogy CG-ish animated looking series, which I think are terrible. Just the look and the voiceover is just terrible to me. They made some decent toys, but by and large, they're just terrible to me. Some people came in with the Robots in Disguise, like dubbed series, which was, oh my god, it was terrible, and the figures on that were so stupid and hard to transform, and oh my god, I was so glad when I sold mine. Some people came in with Transformers Animated. Some people came in with Transformers Prime, which was such a good series. Oh my god, it was so good. So, like I said, it's just kind of, and some people came in with, the Bayformers or whatever. So, some people will sing, I've seen multiple people sing the praises of, like, the Bayformer movies, and I'm just like, oh, God, like, by and large, they suck. So, it's interesting to kind of see where people drop in. So, to see fans of Beast Wars kind of getting their due and seeing their guys on the big screen, like Optimus Primal, who's going to be voiced by Ron Perlman, who, of course, voiced Primal in the crappy Netflix attempt at a trilogy, which we don't get into that. So we got Optimus Primal, we've got Cheetor, we've got Rhinox, who I didn't even realize was going to be in it, but I'm excited for. We've got Air Razor, who's going to be voiced by Michelle Yeoh, who I'm a huge, huge fan of. So when I saw that she was jumping on board, I was excited for that. So we've got Autobots, Prime, of course, Bumblebee. We've got Mirage, who's going to be voiced by Pete Davidson, I think, but he's going to be a Porsche instead of like the car that he was supposed to be in. He's like Mirage is an F1 car, but in this he's going to be a Porsche, which it's annoying because we got Jazz in the Bayformers, or at least the first one, until of course the Black Robot had to die. But he was a different car in that, as opposed to being like a Porsche. Now we finally get a Porsche, but it's Mirage instead of Jazz, which is like, really? Then they're gonna have Wheeljack. Wheeljack's gonna be like a old VW panel van, which is like, okay, whatever. We're gonna get RC, so that's cool. Presumably there will be Decepticons in it. Then we're also getting the Terracons, and in the movie we don't get a whole bunch of details. We get Primal jumping out the water, just making a big visual display of ferocity, and then Prime shows up, and then he basically says, hey, I'm not the one you need to be worried about. There's something else coming. That something else that is coming is presumably the Terracons, which are going to be led by Scourge, who's going to be voiced by Peter Dinklage, and they're doing stuff. We don't know what the details of it. We just know there's going to be like all these factions and clashing. My only fear for this is they're stuffing too much into this. Now, we don't have to go deep into the Autobots and the Decepticons because we understand their conflict. We've seen it for years. Don't have to go deep into the humans, which there's human leads for this. That melanin, shade of melanin kind of matches mine. I'm excited for that. I won't lie. So we don't have to go deep into like the humans. We know that they're there, but we have to bring in the Maximals, give them time to shine, and bring in the Terracons and give them time to shine. Presumably, like I said, they're supposed to be Decepticons. It's just a lot going on, so I'm kind of wondering what the balancing act is going to be and if they're able to pull it off. We got some brief scenes and some visuals and some action and stuff going on. That's the big thing with these movies, is are we going to be able to see and understand what's going on with the screen? Because a lot of flack for the Bayformers movies, and rightfully so, was the fact that it just looked like a CG, it was just a mess. Some of the later movies got kind of cleaner in that regard. Bumblebee movie, for my money, got cleaner in that regard. So I'm hoping that they continue that and we can see what is going on clearly. So that's my concern. And then my concern is just trying to stuff too much story, too much characters, because we always like complain, at least I complain, about how the robots were getting the shaft in favor of the stupid humans and their stupid human tricks and humor and potty humor and stuff in the toilet with Shia LaBeouf and just all that just unnecessary stuff to try to get a laugh out of, I don't know, whatever demographic it landed with. It never resonated with me, that type of stuff. Sam's mother, I think in the second movie, she got high off of like pot muffins or something. I don't need that. The humans can be there and just not be relegated to just stupid slapstick comedy or hijinks. They can be worthwhile, comparable characters to the larger robots. It's just whatever. I understand humans have to be a thing in these movies. It is what it is. They could just be done and executed better than they have been to this point. So I'm kind of worried about that. And like I said, this movie seems to be stuffed with a lot of stuff. We haven't seen specific story, plot, and details, so we don't know. And of course, trailers are trailers. They just give us the money shots, the stuff that they think will, tantalize our eyeballs and get us to want to go watch it, not specific details. We know trailers are kind of a bait and switch game. We know some of the stuff they show in the trailers doesn't appear in the order that it appears in the movie, or it just may not be in the movie at all. So the trailer's not all that much to go on. So I'm just kind of wondering how things play out. I mean, we've got till next year to find out. I'm insanely curious about it. Yeah, more Transformers, and it's continuing in the style of the Bumblebee movie. So I'm excited for that. And again, Prime looks like Prime. Oh my God, it's a big thing. And then of course, Peter Cullen, the legend, still doing the voice. I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm just curious kind of see how these two Primes kind of interact with each other. Certainly they're going to clash over some stuff that, we expect that. Cheetor, Rhinox, Airazor, it was an awesome trailer. Certainly whet the appetite of fans, I'm sure, myself included. So it just remains to be seen how it plays out and if they stick the landing. I don't know. But anyway, those are some of my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. What you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me, social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. Until next time, let us geek.